What up, everybody? Everybody, what's up, everybody? NFL. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What's Up, Everybody podcast here with my co-host, Sweet T-ness, a.k.a. Brother. I got to mention that every time.
Every time, because some of y'all out there still don't know that we are related. In fact, 100%. How you doing, WB? Good weekend. Let's ride. Let's get right into it. What's next? What's up first on the topic list?
All right. First up on the topic list, I got to say, had a great time filming with you guys. How's the chest, by the way?
Chest is good. It's starting to heal up. The hair is growing back.
Yeah.
It was not a pleasant experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was your first waxing.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah.
First time I've ever been waxed, 100%.
And you were waxed by a professional, I just got to say.
Yeah, you seemed, you looked, you had the composure of a professional, so yeah.
You had nothing to worry about until you started to bleed.
I felt like I was in good hands until my skin was gone, yeah.
So I don't know if you know, but me and Sweet Tea, we did a real life Fruit Ninja competition this past weekend. You can see it on my social media, some parts. Go to our YouTube. Obviously, you know where to watch it. But the loser got waxed, and Sweet Tea got a big T waxed on his chest.
I did. And it just came down to the, destiny, to fate. You got the better weapons.
I did. It just happened to lay on me and put its blanket of goodness that day, because normally I lose these type of competitions.
Yep, unless you're going against me, apparently.
Well, it definitely had a lot to do with what I was swinging. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun, and just so y'all know out there, that fruit was going bad.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe how many people on Instagram and mostly Instagram, not even TikTok. I'm not getting any beef on TikTok, just Instagram.
Yeah.
People are like, bro, that food can go to a homeless person. Like, man, they're getting ready to throw the food out. Like
it's literally rotting.
It was rotting.
And no one can eat it. So, you know.
Like chill. And we put that out there. It's crazy. It's bad enough that we actually had to go back and edit in. All right, guys, the fruit was going bad. Like, chill out.
Yeah. I mean, we get it. You know what I mean? We get the concern of food, but we would rather donate healthy, good food instead of this rotting fruit. Plus, the animals out there, they ate it up.
Right, dude. We're feeding the animals.
We're feeding nature. We got some deer back there, a lot of birds. Can't forget about the animals.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, animals got to eat too, and insects.
They did. They ate.
They
great.
Feasted.
They ate great. So they can eat that rotten stuff. But no, it was fun. A lot of cleanup, a lot of mess.
Oh, yeah.
It went about as expected. So if you haven't checked that video out, like WB said, stay right here on the channel. Watch it next. It's fun. It's lighthearted. Got some good music to it and some cool slow-mo. So.
Oh, some great slow-mo. Great
slow-mo happenings right there. So.
But back to this weekend, good fights.
Yep.
Good fights. We had UFC happening. We had some boxing happening. We'll get into that a little bit later. But, our fellow friend competed this past weekend. Chase Hooper, I think he was second on the card. Looked phenomenal. Looked really good. What surprises me is how this dude is taller than me. He's probably 6'1", 6'2". He's taller than I am, and he walks around about 180, 185 sometimes at his heaviest. I might be wrong, but I could have sworn I've heard him say 180. And he fights at 145. And I'm like, watching him after weigh-ins or even in the cage, I'm like, this guy looks completely different size-wise. I'm like, how does this guy do that? I mean, I guess it helps being 22 years old to be able to do that and pop right back.
So what you're saying is that you can go to 155?
No. Not at all. I'm not saying that, Sweet Tea. Not saying that at all. I would die. I mean, getting to 170 is getting harder for my body. So, yeah. I mean, my last few weight cuts, okay, I take that back. The Jeff Neal fight weight cut was phenomenal. The Burns fight had to go to I threw up in front of everybody.
And had to get into
an ambulance. Yeah. Not just an ambulance, but
the world's hottest
ambulance. I know.
Literally, it said it on the side of the ambulance. World's hottest ambulance.
It was a cookbox in there. I was continuing to sweat. And then my last one was actually pretty good. The weight cut was great. It's just the fact that I had maybe some chicken that didn't sit well with me before the cut. You know, you want to get a little energy before you go through that weight cut. So I had some like chicken with some spices on top of it.
The food, bro.
Anyway, my stomach was hurting. I threw up and made my coaches clean it up.
Good.
But yeah,
That's what they're there for.
That's right.
That's what they get paid the big bucks.
That's right. But all in all, my man Chase, congratulations, man. You looked phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah, you said
Indomitable?
You said that word 100 times. It's word
Phenomenal.
WB's word of the week. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I go through phases of words.
So they were shouting you out, striking with Chase, right? Now Chase comes in, he's this BJJ practitioner extraordinaire. We get that, but he wants to work on his striking because 100% of the fights start on their feet. So it's
Makes sense.
Understandable. It makes sense that you want to start, improving your striking. Where do you start? Like when you have a guy like that comes in, where do you start in terms of building that striking repertoire? Do you like treat him like he's a beginner, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't ever treat somebody like that who fights for the UFC as a beginner. And Chase he doesn't have an ego. Like he's the sweetest guy ever, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the entire time he's been here, I've known him. He's only said 2 words.
Yeah.
But no, somebody like him, we have to assess. So when he first came in, we got to see him spar. We got to see him do his thing a little bit and see what I needed to work on from there. So basically it was looking at somebody like him, he had to be on his toes. He had to move. He's not the quickest guy, right? We're working on that, and you can tell in his last fight he looked so much better, so much faster, but it has to do with his movement and to be able to use his body. I wouldn't say style, just his body. I mean, he's longer than most 145ers to his advantage. And moving on his toes, being as long as possible, not allowing guys to get inside was a big part. And obviously, we're still working on things and getting better, as you can see. But for somebody like him, little things to kind of help progress him forward. Yeah. You don't want to go crazy. All right, man, you fight with the UFC, we'll start you from the beginning. Let's work on the jab. Yeah. We just don't have that time. If he was here full time, I guess.
So do you pick specific things like, all right, so we're gonna work these 3 combinations, because whenever he comes, he doesn't stay for ever.
No,
he's not like he lives here. He's still based off the West Coast out there. But do you say like, all right, so this time when he comes, we're only gonna work on this specific thing, so that he does like get some benefit from it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you like hyper specific on what he does, or is it just kind of like, with these guys that are only here for a week, do you just kind of teach them stuff and hopefully they can pick it up and take it home?
Yeah, we'll give them little snippets here and there. So, for instance, if he comes without not in a fight camp, we will have more opportunity to kind of work on, really sit down and focus on some things.
Well, he did just get a performance bonus, so I guess that is enough for a down payment on a house over here.
Yeah, in South Carolina. So, come on, Chase.
So, I mean...
No, yeah, but he's great. But no, for this camp, we worked on moving the right directions. We worked on pulling left hands, which you saw him work during the fight, and resetting his opponent, because his opponent, we knew that he was kind of come forward, kind of Muay Thai style, kind of come forward. So staying away from his power hand, things like that. Right? Things that you would...
Basically, typical stuff.
Yeah.
Just working on fine-tuning it.
Yeah, fine-tuning it and adding a little bit of stuff here and there, right?
Unique, just working on fine-tuning the basics towards a style that better benefits him.
100. I mean, he does his stuff. We watch him spar, and we'll give him little snippets here and there on what he needs to work on, and what could he work on to, things he could do better. Cool. So it's not like anything crazy. Nothing crazy. I mean, same thing when Ryan Hall came in, right? He's actually been here.
That dude's cerebrally on like a different level.
Yeah, that dude's he is a genius for sure. Just soaks it up.
Yeah.
And he does not stop. I'm pretty sure he's shadowboxing right now.
100%.
This guy, Ryan Hall, great guy, but he does not know when to not train.
Yeah.
It's 9:00 at night. I'm ready to go home. I'm his ride. I'm dressed up, already showered here at the gym. and look out there with the lights off. He's still up in the ring, just sweating, just shadow boxing. I'm like, Ryan, it's time
There's
to
no
go.
lights on.
It was time to go. He's like, man, just 5 more minutes? 5 more? Like, dude, I'm ready to go to bed, bro. No. But
That's how you get it, man. That's how you win championships.
He was hook kicking Greg Maynard's head off in that fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Yeah. So.
Any other fights that caught your eye?
100%. We got the 170s. Ponzinibbio versus Pereira.
Yeah, Michel Pereira.
Is it Pereira? That's right, Pereira.
Pereira, the flip master. Of course, he has completely revamped his style.
No more flipping.
No more flipping. He still does the jumping knees and stuff, but he's definitely more of a calculated guy.
Energy saving guy.
And I tell you what, dude, he's huge.
He's a big
I don't know
170.
how he makes 170, and the fact that he does, and he can survive a 15-minute fight. That's incredible. He's big. He made Ponzinibbio look small.
Yeah.
And I thought Ponzinibbio was. I mean, I know he's kind of a shorter guy, maybe 5'10"ish, but he still is one of the bigger welterweights. But Pereira made him look.
Didn't make him look big. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Pereira is a big dude. He's shredded. He does tend to fade.
He tends
to fade, and I'm not sure if that's because how lean he is. The dude's shredded. I don't know if you've seen the guy on the scale, but guy is shredded, man. In order to get down.
In order to make 170.
Yeah.
You'd wonder if he'd benefit more at 185.
True.
That's a conversation for another time, but did he do anything that was like, okay, I see you?
Yeah, man. I mean, number one, sticking to his game plan. Front kicks, I think, helped him.
Those body kicks were
rough.
Brutal and consistent.
Yes. That if you want to slow a guy down, that's the way to do it. And you could tell Ponzinibbio did not like it. He did not like it. I'm pretty sure he hurt him with a few of those front kicks to the point to where Ponzinibbio was turning his head.
Yeah.
And his jab, super basic. Another thing that I saw, which really kind of solidified that win for him, was his ability to not just headhunt, but combine the body shots with the headshots. He would go up high, come down low to the body, come back up high. So he was catching Ponzinibbio with a few of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny how he started off doing crazy backflips and all that stuff to now he's working the jab and the front kick.
Yeah, jab, super basic.
Yeah, like the most basic of basics.
Yeah.
I wonder if we got in contact with Steven Seagal. But then on the flip side, Ponzinibbio kind of started off slower.
Yeah.
And he started picking it up towards the end.
Yeah.
I think the decision was fair. I think Pereira won.
I agree. I think by the time Ponzinibbio decided to pick it up in the third round, it was too late.
It was too late, and Pereira was still doing enough to kind of – it's not like Ponzinibbio completely overwhelmed him.
Yeah.
Pereira was still there throw-in. Ponzinibbio definitely got the better of the exchanges for the most part towards the end of the fight, but, Pereira wins. I agree with that. He's in the top 15, I'm sure, because Ponzinibbio, I think, was 14 at the time.
Yeah.
So
working his way up. That was like they said, that was his biggest fight to date. Ponzinibbio.
Definitely. And he looked pretty sharp. He looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
He's improving.
You got two brawlers out there, and he was the cleaner fighter for sure out of the both of them, but he ended up winning.
He just mixed it up a lot better.
Yeah.
You can tell Ponzinibbio
Kicks, punches.
was trying to land the bomb. He hit some
That's
sick
him,
leg
though.
kicks too, though.
That's
leg
him.
kicks and bomb.
Yeah. I mean, Ponzinibbio has had some really good fights in the fact that he's so good at just throwing the bombs, and he'll close his eyes and hit you in front of Gunnar Nelson, for instance. It was just one of those punches that I don't think he realized what he did until after Gunnar Nelson fell.
Yeah.
He just throws hard, swings. And earlier on, you could tell he wanted to slow Pereira down because he was throwing some heavy leg kicks.
His leg kicks are always pretty brutal. Isn't that how he softened up Neil Magny?
Yeah, it was calf. It was calf kicks.
He was brutal with those kicks, dude.
He ended up hurt him with the calf kick, and Neil Magny brought his leg up, and the next thing you know, he just threw the hardest right hand, and down goes. He just face planted Magny.
Yeah.
Face planted him. So he's got some heavy leg kicks. I feel like you check a good one of those though, he won't throw anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just good leg check.
And Pereira started checking him too.
Yeah.
So. Kudos to Pereira.
Yeah, hats off to him, man. I like to see him work his way up. He called out
is.
Maz. Yeah, he's 14 or 15, something like that.
Somewhere up there.
Called out Masvidal, of course, and Nate Diaz, of course.
Of course. Next to be Conor McGregor.
Yep.
And then Izzy Adesanya.
Yep. Then Izzy. And
It's
then
four shots.
Four
there,
shots.
You know, you're bound to get one of them.
Then
But-
you have the main event.
Questionable.
Questionable. Stats, you look at the stats, Holly Holm should have won.
Yeah.
I mean, she had 10 minutes of control time. She landed the more strikes. There was a I don't know how she got out of that rear naked choke, but there's some pointers there that I just threw out there. Like, she's got the control time. She landed. She got out of her deep choke. It's like, how did you not win this fight? What were the judges looking at? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if you saw the stats or not.
I did not. After the Ponzinibbio fight, I kind of got distracted, so I didn't really get to see the
Kids
whole.
will do that to you.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the whole bedtime, shower time, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Can't miss the good stuff. So I missed the home fight, but I saw that it was a robbery of the century, you know. And you got to kind of see comments and kind of take them with a grain of salt, because obviously if I'm a home fan and it was close, then I'm going to be like, that was a robbery. So I haven't been able to put my own eyes on it, but from what I've been able to see, even from like Ariel Helwani and media, is that it was there was definitely some shenanigans
Had to have been.
going on
Like,
with
yeah.
the scoring.
It's almost like, all right, guys, are y'all trying to get rid of Holly Holmes? Like, what are you watching right now?
Yeah.
It was a Holmes win for sure. I mean, that's me. That's me, guys. It was a home win. So,
So Ariel brought up, we need open scoring, right?
like in between rounds.
Yeah, like you get to see who won that round. I think is what that means.
Yeah.
You see, like, all right, the judges gave so and so that round, so it's, you know what I mean. Like, you see the fighters get to see, everybody gets to see how that round went. For better, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I would like that.
I don't know why that's
if
not a
I'm in the
thing.
corner and I'm like not really sure, and if I see that I'm losing, or if my opponent's losing, all right, he's gonna pick it up this round because he's gonna have to knock me out or whatever. Or I need to pick it. I think it's gonna make for more exciting fights, because when guys think they're losing, and you hear coaches think that they're winning and they're just completely not winning. You know what I mean? Oh, you're doing great out there. You hear those boos.
Yeah.
You hear the boos. That means you're doing something.
Doing it right. Or could it cause for distraction? So, say for instance, could it make fights more boring? I don't know. Like if you see, like, so you say you're up 2 rounds and you go out the 3rd round, like, all right, this guy is gonna try and knock me out. You just run the whole time because you don't care if you lose that round. So you're just defensive. You're not doing anything. Or it can cause a distraction and being like, oh crap, like what didn't I do right that round? I thought I won that round. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think either way, you see it or not see it. You either know you're winning or you know you're not winning. Either way, you're going to pick it up. I mean, I guess.
Apparently you don't.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would
Maybe
be cool.
maybe the corner people can only see it and they can kind of relay
that,
like,
yeah,
in their own way. I'm like, hey, you lost that round, you suck. Or they can kind of relay it to you gingerly and be like, hey, we need to get this down, this better. We need to do more of this. We need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe for the corner's eyes,
maybe not the fighters, right?
not the fighters.
Yeah, I can see that, but I think I would want to see that. I want to know how I'm doing. That's just me.
Okay.
I would like to see the stats. If I just look over for a split second, okay, Wonderboy with this, opponent for that. All right, I got to pick it up. I got to knock this dude out right now. I got to go all out.
I can see how I would be hesitant to put the stats up there, just because
Maybe
maybe
not
not somebody counting stats and the judges are going to be like looking at stats only. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's other factors that you can't really.
I don't think stats. I mean, would you have time to see the stats? I mean, because your coaches and stuff will be there like, all right, guys, you got to blah, 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 blah. You got to do this.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of open scoring, but
Yeah.
last night was weird.
I agree, man. Well, we'll see what happens with Holly. I know she's pissed.
And she was out a while.
Yeah, injuries.
She was out a while.
Knee
before
injury.
that.
I think she had knee surgery or something.
Like, I thought like she kind of like almost retired.
Really?
It was like nothing.
No, she had, I don't know if it was a knee injury, but she had an injury. She had to get fixed. Where did I see her? I saw her somewhere.
Like in real life?
Bro, yeah, it was my last fight. Pretty sure. She was supposed to fight and she got injured. So that's where I saw her.
on
UFC.
the Bilal fight, Bilal card.
Yeah. So I was doing interviews, and she walked in to just say, "What's up?"
Cool.
Yeah, dude. Last time I saw her was on Family Feud.
Oh yeah, that was a good experience.
Well,
you guys
except for
crushed
me.
it.
Yeah, we crushed it. Yeah, we killed it. Oh,
You
yeah,
didn't
we
get
killed
to
losing.
compete.
Yeah. So what's next? What's the next big card? Is that International Fight Week?
No. I think the next big card is Teixeira and Prohaska. I'm not sure if I'm not mistaken. June 11th.
June 11th.
Yeah.
Is that a big card? Or is that just the next big fight?
I think it's the next pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
UFC 275.
There's got to be some good fights on that card if it's pay-per-view.
Yeah, I haven't.
But I cannot wait for International Fight Week. Tony, I can't believe you're not coming with, or are you coming with?
I am coming with International Fight Week. We're going to be there. International Fight Week. They just dropped the fighter lineup for the expo, and WB is going to be there. So if you're in the Vegas land, come by, and I'll be there too.
Yeah, you got to come see Sweet Tea, man.
I'll be.
You might have your own line. Like
Dylan out
UFC's
there.
like, who's this guy right here?
Yeah,
And you have
I'm
your
just
own
gonna start
line.
my own lane next to the fighters. Like, why is his line longer than ours? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to come see Sweet Tea for free?
He'll be there.
Actually,
I'm paying you.
Free. You gotta.
I'm paying
get
you.
into the expo, so you got to pay money to get in the expo.
Yeah,
But no, they announced a lot of fighters. I don't know, man. We used to go to every expo.
It was like our summertime jam. We would go on vacation, and then immediately from vacation, we would go to Vegas.
Awesome, man.
Dress up, get a suit.
Fight card.
Yeah, man. VIP.
VIPs, just creme de la creme out there. You know what I mean? For like 2 days, just living life.
Yeah, Chris sent me a video of, because me and Chris hosted a after fight party at the newest club there in Vegas. This was like, what, 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Had to have been 3 years ago.
Is that when all y'all shirts off? You, Steve?
No. That was like, that was
different.
back. Yeah, it was a different time. But it was me, Evan, Chris. We hosted our own after fight party. We had a blast. I think I mentioned we had found ourselves, some dude wandered his way into the VIP and he was just sloshed, but he kept touching Chris's butt. And Chris is like, "Oh, dude, we got to run, man." So we were just running around the club from this dude. This dude was like, "Wait up, guys, wait." We had no idea who he was. And next thing you know, I think Chris had told one of the security guys, and we got him choke slammed. I felt so bad for him. Chris was like, "Hey, man, this guy won't leave me alone." And the guy's like, "Whoa!" Just for no reason, just choke slammed the guy. It was awesome. At the same time, I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we have to go through.
I'm pumped.
It's gonna be fun.
Pumped to be there for the expo. I'm pumped to be there for the fight. It's a big card. Izzy's fighting. Sean
Wait,
O'Malley's
there's only
fighting.
one fight card?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think they're just doing the one.
Okay, because usually there's two.
Saturday.
There's one on Friday night, one on Saturday night, but you good. Just get like all the good fighters. Yeah, you have.
They've done 3, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They did 3 one weekend. They had like Mighty Mouse fighting at the Palms, then they had the big card on Saturday, and then they had like another fight on Sunday, which I think you were one of them.
I was on the Sunday card when I fought Jake Ellenberger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 3 fights.
In
That's
one
crazy.
weekend.
So you know who else fought on that Saturday was the Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald fight. Because I remember being in the hotel watching that fight, rehydrating.
Dang.
Yeah,
You were just like, dang, dude, I got to fight these guys next.
I know, bro. I can't. When I have a fight, I don't like watching fights, period, because I get nervous, especially if I'm in camp or if I'm there. I'm not watching no fights, dude. I'm just focused on eating food. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all I was focused on.
Dang,
Eating food,
bruh.
dude. Yeah,
Food's
dude.
good. Food's good.
Yeah. I know you like food, Sweet Tea.
Yeah.
Had some
I'm a
other
fan.
fights
It's
this
messed
past
up,
weekend.
But
I mean, people love food.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, we also had Aderson Silva doing his thing out there.
Man, you cannot count the guy out. He's got to be at least 60.
47 years old, I think.
Oh, 47. 47?
47.
Knocking dudes out. He fought Bruno Machado.
I have no idea
No idea who that
the
is.
validity of Bruno Machado,
No.
but I know Anderson looks sharp in boxing.
Yes. He looked really good. TKO the guy, or knocked him out, right? Was it TKO? I think it was TKO.
Again, I saw highlights. I didn't even know he was fighting.
Me neither.
But him versus Jake Paul, yes or no?
I don't think Jake Paul wants that smoke.
He said he would knock out Anderson and somebody else on the same night. I forgot.
Connor,
Maybe.
Nate,
Maybe.
probably. I don't know. I don't think he wants the finesse of Anderson Silva. Tyron
Anderson
Woodley
Silva's
is not
long.
Anderson Silva. Ben Askren is not Anderson Silva. KSI is not Anderson Silva.
He didn't beat KSI, did
Oh,
he?
did he?
No, his brother did.
Oh, okay. I thought he did too. I thought he
beat
did
Nate
too.
Robinson.
Oh, that's who it was. Yeah, Nate. Yeah, man, come on, bro. What's his record now? Like 3-0.
4-0.
4-0?
He beat Woodley twice.
All. I mean, come on, bro. All aren't. They're not even strikers. Nate's a basketball player. Come on. Ben's a wrestler. Tyron Woodley. I mean, he can box, but he's not known for his boxing. He's known to just hit dudes really hard and not like I was one of them and knock them down or knock them out. You know what I mean? So Anderson Silva's got the finesse.
He's
got
a
the
martial
experience.
artist.
Yeah.
He's been doing it his whole life.
And now he's got two
If
older
I'm Jake
sons
Paul, I'm not fighting him either.
as sparring dummies now. If you saw I don't know if you saw him hit both of his,
Dodging,
just dodging his son's techniques. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm just thinking, Jake Paul, I would not want Anderson Silva. Number one, because he's really good. Number two, because, people know who Anderson is, but they don't really know who Anderson is outside of the UFC. Of course, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because no one really knows who Woodley or Askren was either.
Yeah. Well, Anderson Silva is legit beating boxers, not just celebs.
They're older, but they're legit boxers with experience.
I don't think Jake Paul would do that.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so. I think Anderson Silva's got the finesse to beat him. I mean, he knocked out Bruno, man. I mean, I don't know if you saw the combination. He had Bruno up against the ropes.
Hit him with like a 32 uppercut
pop, pop,
gut
pop, pop.
punch to a right hand.
Over, yeah.
Hit him with that Wing Chun, dude.
That Wing Chun.
Yeah, not Wing Chun.
He knocked
Wing
out
Chun.
Tito Ortiz. I mean, I don't know if that's saying anything, but knocked out Tito in like 2 seconds.
Well, good. Because if it had gone 3, then that'd have been questionable.
What?
Anderson's skills would have been questioned if he allowed Tito to go more than 3 seconds.
Yeah. But I would like to see that fight. I would pay money to see that. I would pay money to see that just to see Jake fall. Watch Anderson Silva win.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll do it.
That's why everybody buys the fights.
Yeah, they would. They would.
See
Jake
finally lose.
Yeah, and then
Good thing
everybody
he's
gets
got
pissed.
going there because he makes a gagillion. So
Yeah, but on the other hand, he is kind of fighting for other fighters. So you got to hand him that.
he is. He does talk the talk. I mean, you rag on Jake because he's this dude that comes over and he calls out old guys and he fights people who don't box and he thinks he's the greatest of all time. But at the same time, a lot of eyes on the sport.
Yeah.
A lot of money involved, helping people out. If anybody deserves a big time payday, it's freaking Anderson Silva.
Yeah, give him the shot, man. Give him the shot. I mean, he said that Jake Paul gave Tyron Woodley a Rolex right before the fight, like a stupid $50,000 Rolex or something.
Yeah, and Tyron Woodley was like genuinely like, man, thank you, dude.
Yeah, he was
I
like
really appreciate
about to
it.
start crying. Like, did I really get this from Jake Paul?
So hook
Heartwarming.
Anderson up, dude.
Give him at least 4
And
watches.
then say he beats Anderson. Now he's getting legit credibility.
Yeah.
He's no longer like, you beat Anderson, you're getting legit credibility. People will still say, Anderson is old, but less people will say that, and more people will be like, dang, this Jake Paul kid is for real.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul is just going to have to just jump off the ledge, He's got to make that leap. All right, I got to go. I got to fight a legit boxer, and let's just see what's up. See if I got what it takes, and do it against. And why not do it against Anderson? I don't know what Anderson's getting paid. I wonder if they've announced that. I hope he's getting paid at 47 years old.
Yeah.
Hope he's making good money. Because I know, Roy Jones Jr., I think he's still fighting. I don't know if he over there in Russia. They must be paying him good over there in Russia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, is Mike Tyson got anything coming up?
I don't know. I have no idea. Speaking of gagillions, though, how about Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Making the Forbes.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Was he top 10?
No. He was like number 35 of the top 50.
Oh, no way. He was
Which
number
is
1
crazy.
last year.
Like
Was it last year? 2 years ago?
That had to do a lot with the selling of Prepper 12.
Oh,
He
yeah.
sold a bunch of it, So I know he made like 100-something million from that, 160 million.
But still, he's in the top 30 of richest athletes.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Made $43 million last year.
Ridiculous.
And only $10 million of it wasn't from the UFC.
Really?
33
You
million.
get paid by the UFC.
2 fights against Poirier. I wonder what Poirier got paid for those.
Oh, probably a mil. Probably a mil.
Yeah.
He probably got
We'll
a mil.
give you a clean $5 million because we got to give the other $30 million to Conor.
I mean, Conor is, like he said, he's the UFC. Whenever he fights, everybody buys it.
Yep.
So that's crazy, man. That's so
or 33
crazy.
million, I think, is what he made from the UFC.
To see where he came from, and the guy is just one of the most important. I mean, he goes from living in his car to having eyes on him at all times. I saw footage of him just doing like stretches on a dock or something like that, just doing like leg kicks and stuff, or like leg ups,
people are
stretching.
Like filming him.
Yeah, people are filming him.
That's the price too, though, man. You're just you're famous, you're rich, but you're never private ever.
Oh, I know.
If you freaking fart in a library, bro, somebody's gonna be like, dang, somebody filmed it.
Like, I'm happy where I'm at right now. Like, I'm happy. You know, I'm not even on that level, not even close to it. I mean, when I go somewhere, there's always somebody like, oh, what's up, Steven? How you doing, man? Let's take a picture. And that's it. I can enjoy my day. But when it comes to that, it's like, oh my gosh, that's got to be tiring. And especially trying to have a family on top of that. Privacy for your kids, privacy for your honey. Just all eyes on you at all times. And not always good people. That's what you got to worry about. Yeah. You got bad people. Got eyes on you at all times.
Nuts, man.
But 43 mil last year. I mean, that's 43 million, dude.
43 million.
He didn't make no 120 or some of those soccer players or basketball players are making, but still, 43 million. I'd take that. Dude.
I mean, he did 43. Those guys, those other athletes, they're playing full seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a 6 to 8 week training camp, but you're training. You're not competing every day.
He fought the same guy twice.
He fought the same guy two times.
But he did snap his shin in half.
He did. So maybe that made it all, worth it. But $43 million for Conor McGregor.
Good for him, dude. Good for him.
His net worth supposedly is like $200 million.
Really? Is his net worth? Golly, dude.
Killing it.
Yeah.
And literally you can just Google like Conor McGregor net worth. So who knows how legit any of those things are. But your net worth's like $7 million or something.
Like, where is that at? Like,
yeah, bro.
Where's that $7 million? Because I didn't get a third of it, I don't think.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I saw this thing. I mean, somebody did this thing of on YouTube. I saw it was like a Forbes thing on me or something like that. Yeah. The cars and stuff that I own. I'm like, bro, I have no idea.
I love how they're like, and this is Wonderboy's house, but really it's mom and dad's.
It's mom and dad's house.
It's his parents' house.
Not even my house. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, man. So, lastly, dude, another Karate Combat event coming up. This one's got a belt on the line.
It does have a belt on the line. I don't know if you guys watched we talked about the last one, right? About the Ross Levine Karate Combat.
Yep.
There's some fun knockouts on that one. Spin back,
it's
kicks
4
to
fights.
the face.
It's super low lift. You don't have to dedicate hours of your time to watching. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's really just awesome.
Yeah.
The way that they do it. It's funny.
Simple.
They had Steven, showing off some acting skills for his last one.
Oh.
Can't wait to see what's next.
Me and GSP doing
Can't wait to see what's on
Home
this
Alone.
next one, this next commercial. God. Still looking for Boss Rootin' in the
metaverse. That's what makes this so fun for me too. Because number one, the acting with George St. Pierre and Boss Rootin's always fun. Hanging out with those guys for hours on end is great. Hearing some of the stories of Boss Rootin back in the day in Japan, nuts.
Yeah, just sitting at the
just
table,
spitballing with these guys.
GSP and Boss Rootin.
Yeah. And it's just fun because they make it fun. It's low key acting. They had a full week. I mean, they had a full production for the commercial, and it was just a blast.
My man was taking a dump.
Oh yeah, the nerd.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're like, hey man, I'll be there in a second. And they zoom out and he's pooping.
It's great. It's fun, man.
It's funny, man.
And like you said, it's 4 fights, nothing crazy. I would rather fights be like that. You're not staying up, spending half of your day watching fights.
4 hours for 5 fights. The UFC makes it 4 hours for 5 fights. I'm like, bruh.
We're sitting there doing a fight party, waking people up in the back.
Golly.
Yeah, you need to wake that guy up back there. Tell Papa Rich Hennies to stop snoring. Yeah, man. Just make it like 2 hours, 2.5 hours tops. Because then after the fights, you can go get some dinner with your honey, or vice versa. Go get some dinner with your honey, then go watch the fights for 2 hours.
For real. Goodness.
Easy peasy.
Gracious. So yeah, this weekend, Karate Combat, belt on the line. I think his name is Edgar Sikivers. He's fighting Louis Roca. They got some knockouts. Man, it's going to be a smaller guys, lighter weight class. But it's going to be a fun night. It always is.
Yeah.
And again, it's super chill. It's super chill. You can have it on and do other stuff because it's on YouTube. So you
check it out. It's for free, y'all.
Yeah.
For free. Everybody that I've talked to that have watched Karate Combat, they said they had a great time watching it. It was exciting. It was fun. It was different. So go check it out. Go check it out.
Yeah, stand up only, striking only. A lot of fun.
Ground and pound, back up, keep the action going.
Ground and
4
pound.
seconds tops.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba,
I think
ba,
it's
ba.
5, but
Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, dude. Karate Combat. Check it out, guys. Check it out.
just go to karate.com. It's as simple as that. Karate.com.
Karate.
Karate.
Kahari. That's how
Kahari.
what's his name on
Hanato.
it? Hanato. Kahari. I did an interview with him and he's freaking hilarious,
Karen
dude.
Bryant and Hanato.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Yep.
So what's next? Anything coming up for UWB as we close this thing out?
I literally nothing yet, fight wise. Nothing yet. Hopefully August.
Dustin Poirier.
Oh, that would be cool. Let's go, Dustin. Hey man, I'm here. Gotta lose some weight, but I'm here. I'm here. Let's make it happen in August, my homie. Coming up to 170. You know, I know.
July 30th will work too.
I mean,
It's only a day away from August, so
that's true. But the fights in August, I think, are later August. I got more time to lose the weight. You know.
WB is getting a little heavy.
That's because I was lifting a little heavy.
In the belly. It's taking after old Sweet Tea over here. Come on now.
I know it. Dude, I gotta
That's
get back
my
on
job. Your job is supposed to be the opposite, bro.
Well,
We're
my
robbing
man,
Dig over here.
Sweet Tea over here though is working out with his big bro more often.
Somebody's got to help his butt with takedown defense. You know what I'm saying? I'm no Kamaru Usman, but I can tackle your behind. You know what I mean? Tackle and take you out.
He does. But anyway, glad you. We'll be training next week. It'll be fun.
But don't deflect.
I'm
Get
not
your weight
deflecting,
down.
dude. I'm not
Get
deflecting.
your weight down.
All
know
right,
what I mean?
all right. Let's
You got to
let's
fight
make
at
it happen,
155.
dude. I'm not fighting 155. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
True that. But anyway, Sweet Tea, love hanging with you, man.
Always.
You guys, good chat.
Short and sweet. Got exciting fights coming up. Don't forget to head over and watch the Fruit Ninja.
Oh, gotta watch the video.
Just for some laughs. Good time for you guys. And
Some
for
good
me.
sound effects, Sweet Tea.
Yeah.
People are loving the sound effects.
So my Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Channeling my inner Bruce Lee. Got to, dude. You can't hold some nunchakus and not just feel like you're become one with the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Bruce Lee's spirit enter your body.
Mm-hmm. For at least 3 of those fruits.
And you loved it.
It was great.
For at least 3
Felt
of
the
those fruits.
energies. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you for hanging out with us this Monday morning. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And again, if you guys just want the audio format of this podcast, head to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. We're over there. Links are down in the description below. We love you. Stay tuned for awesome content and videos always.
Peace, y'all. Catch you later.